Assalamu alaikum and good morning. It's the biology for class 10, and today our topic is going on, that is our environment. In my last class I have explained you about the environment, ecosystem and type of ecosystem. And today our new topic is there, that is food chain. Is food chain. Now what's the mean by food chain? Food chain is a series of organisms shows who eats whom, and food chain represents flow of energy in an ecosystem. Now what's the mean by flow of energy? Here you can see an example. This is a plant. This plant means a producer, an autotroph. As you know, what is the mean by autotroph or producers? On this earth, only the autotrophs or producers are able to capture the solar energy and convert the solar energy into the food energy. So this plant eaten by a deer and deer eaten by a lion. So here what happened? The food energy which is prepared by tree or a plant is passed to the or flow to the deer. Deer is here a primary consumer, a herbivores, and then this food energy passed to the lion. So in this way what happened? The food energy which is prepared, the food is prepared by a plant or autotroph, it is passing to the next organism, and this representation or this who eats whom, this series is known as food chain. One another example you can see, it's a plant, and on plant who is feeding? The flies, the butterfly, and this butterfly is eaten by a frog. This frog is eaten by a snake, and the snake is eaten by an eagle. So here also what you can see, a series of organisms are there who feeds on one another, and they what happen here? What is the main function is going on here? The main function is there, that is the flow of energy. The food energy is transferred from one organism to another. This is an example of an aquatic food chain. The aquatic plant eaten by the small fishes. So small fishes eaten by the larger fish, and then the larger fish is eaten by a bird. So here also in the food energy transfer from one organism to another organism, and this different level or this here what happened, everywhere one level is there, like from plant to the organism which feeding on the plant, then to the next, this all series or the level or steps are known as trophic level. You can see here what is the mean by trophic level. The levels or steps of food chain are called trophic level. Like the producers which prepare the food by capturing the solar energy. You can see from here the sun rays falling on the plant, and by the process of photosynthesis they are preparing the food. Now this food is passing to the primary consumers. Primary consumers means the herbivores. Then it is passing to the secondary consumers, and then it is passing to the tertiary consumers. So in this way, this every step of the food chain is called trophic level. I think you got the concept. Now the next topic is food web. Web means jal. Now what's the mean by food web? A food web is natural interconnection of food chains. Like you can see in this image, a plant. A plant is eaten by a goat, and this goat is eaten by a lion. Maybe the same goat can be eaten by a jackal, and jackal is eaten by a lion. This is a plant. The same plant is eaten by a rabbit. The rabbit is eaten by a wildcat, and wildcat is eaten by a lion. So here what happened? The organism, one organism can be eaten by the different organism. In this way, the food chains are connected, interconnected to each other, and this interconnection of food chain or the graphical presentation of who eats whom is called food web. Here you can see another example like rabbit. Rabbit is feeding on a plant. This rabbit is eaten by a wild cat, and then it is eaten by a lion. Here the mouse is there. The mouse is eaten by an owl. So the same mouse can be eaten by a snake, and the snake can be eaten by a kite. So in this way the food chains are connected, and this natural interconnection of food chain is making a food web. Now the next topic is characteristics of food chain. Every food chain has some specific characteristics. The first is food chain starts from producers. Like in this example you can see, as I told you, on this earth only the producers can capture the solar energy. So all the food chain always start from a producers. And you can see here in this pyramid the number of producer. The number of producer will be always maximum in an ecosystem. That I will explain you later. So the first point is all food chains start from the producers. Second point is only 10% energy pass from one trophic level to another. Only 10%, and the remaining energy is used by the organism to do the different biological activity, or it can release in the form of heat. Now how it pass from one trophic level to another? Only 10%. I am giving one example, like the plant eaten by a deer and deer eaten by a lion. Let me consider that this plant has 100 joule energy. Joule is the unit of energy. So the plant has 100 joule energy. Now what is the 10% of 100 joule? 100 multiplied 10 upon 100. So what is left? 10. And this 10% energy passed to the deer. Now this deer is consumed by the lion. So how much energy is passed from deer to lion? You can see here 10 multiplied 10 divided by 100, only 1 joule. So in this way you can see from one trophic level to another trophic level only the 10% energy is passed.
All sustainable food chains are producer based. Why it is so? Why all the food chain start from the producers? As I explained you in my last class, that the producers or the autotrophs are only on the earth who can capture the solar energy. You can see over here also in diagram that the plants only or the autotrophs only can capture the solar energy, and they can convert it into the chemical energy which is stored in the form of food. And then this food is passed from one organism to another organism, and the different level or different steps of the food chain are called trophic level. Now the second point, producer obtain energy from sun. As I told you, then inorganic nutrients must keep on circulating with the help of decomposers. Now here you can see the producers form the food, means they are preparing the food. That's why they are called autotrophs or producers. Now the grass or the plants are consumed by the herbivores or the primary consumers. So what happened here? The food energy transformed from producer to the primary consumers. In the same way it passed to the secondary consumers, then to the tertiary, and then to the top level consumers. Top level consumers are not eaten by any other organism. But then what happened? How this nutrient will come back to the producer? It happens so because all the living organism at any trophic level, if they die, what would happen? They will decompose by the microorganism or by the decomposers. Means the complex substance will convert into simple and it will mix with the soil. And this soil, what happen? This soil will get the nutrients by it, and it again the nutrients are utilized by the plant. So in this way, inorganic nutrients keep on circulating. Now the next point. The next points is the food chains are interlinked with each other and form the food web. That I told you in my last class also. Like one plant can be eaten by different type of herbivores. It can be eaten by a caterpillar or by a deer or by a goat. Okay, so different type of herbivores can be there. The same herbivore can be eaten by the different type of consumers. So in this way, the food chains are interlinked. Next point, food chains are unidirectional. What is the mean by unidirectional? Unidirectional means only in one direction. Here you can see producer is there. This producer is consumed by the consumer, primary consumer. Here it is a caterpillar. This caterpillar is eaten by a frog, secondary consumer. This frog is eaten by a snake, and a snake is eaten by an owl. So here the transfer of energy takes place from producer to the top level consumers. But this energy cannot come to from owl to the frog or from frog to the producer. So in this way, the energy always transfer in a unidirection from producer to primary, primary to secondary, and then the top level. Understood? As on the earth, only producers or autotrophs can prepare the food. They cannot get the food from the primary consumers or secondary consumers. Now the next point. This point is very important. I explained you in my previous class also. Only 10% energy pass from one trophic level to another. And I explained by giving example. Here also you can see like this plant has 1000 joule energy, like producer. Okay. Then this plant is eaten by the deer. So here only 10% energy will pass. So 1010% is 100 joule. Where the remaining 900 joule energy is going. That is going to that is lost in the environment. Mostly in the form of heat. Then to the next level it is going only 10%, means 100 joule 10% is 10 joule. Understood? So, and this topic I explained you by giving an example and by calculation. I have done the calculation also in my previous class. So you can go through that video again. So only 10% energy pass from one trophic level to another. 80 to 90% energy lost as heat at each step of transfer. Now next is that food chains are generally short with 3 to 5 trophic levels. Now what's the mean by it? Why the food chains are only having the 3 to 5 trophic level? It is based on the previous point that only 10% energy pass. Like 100 to 1000 joule energy plant was having. Now it had first consumer only 100 joule. Then the next consumer only 10 joule. If another consumer is there, then it will have 1 joule, then 0.1 joule. If more trophic levels are there, then what would happen? The last consumer will have very least amount of energy. and it will not be possible for that organism to survive. That's why all the food chains are having only 3 to 5 trophic levels. Clear? Now next point is shorter food chain provide greater energy. This you can see in the two figures. It's a plant has 100 joule energy. Now the next, here in this food chain only the 3 levels are there, and in this one there are the 5 levels. Okay, so obviously what would happen? The topmost level in the first food chain will have the more energy than the second one. So in this way, because only 10% is passing to the next level, if the more trophic level, the least energy will be there. Clear? Energy will be reduced at every trophic level. So students, today I have completed almost all the characteristics of food chain. In my next class, I am going to explain you the remaining, that is the biological magnification, and go through the all previous videos. And if any doubt is there, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you. Have a